how much are you charging? I glitched. Like it was a system
think you were
error.
gonna charge.
Like, what do you mean how much are you charging? But I was composed.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah. So what I said to her, and I lied through my teeth. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, now I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I lied. I was like, I'm reviewing my prices. I'll get back to you. That's what I said. That time I'd never considered pricing
you're like,
my
I can make
photography.
money from this. At least you didn't say it's for free.
No. No, it's like, yeah, I'll get back to you. For the next 2 hours, instead of doing my assignments,
Doing
I
research.
was researching on how to price my photography. Eventually, I came to a price. I'm like, you know what? This is fair. I'm not a pro, but I do know how to operate a camera.
Yeah.
So let's hang on in the middle there.
So you told her.
Yeah. So I
was like-
messaged her later. And it's like, oh, cool, that's great. And the way she said that's
Because
great,
you knew you'd undercharged.
I undercharged. I was like, man, what is
No,
this?
but it's better than the risk of overcharging. Then she's like, okay, let me get back to you
No,
about
no,
that. And
yeah,
like, you
no.
know what? I
Yeah.
actually, it's all right. I think it was wise.
Yeah, a win is a
As
win.
your first
Yeah.
time to charge.
Yeah. So that's how my photography career started. And this was 2013 in July. So when I started the so I went back, coming back. So when I started the photography certification, I'd already had 5 years experience.
Okay.
Right? So by then I was virtually a pro. Like we became big fish in a small pond in Grahamstown because we were like designated.
Oh, that's a small town, eh?
media guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was I eventually got a business partner. He was doing more of the videography. I was doing more of the photography.
Okay.
So I became a business owner, guys.
Wow.
Like, what? What do you mean?
At university.
You know, I'm running a business. We're doing media services. We're doing photo shoots. We're doing event coverage.
Wow.
We're doing marketing.
I hope you had
material.
time to study.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Of course not. Like, because this was passion and what I was more excited about.
Yeah.
And I was hating this. Right? So that was also that whole thing. I'm
Oh,
like,
this is before you.
dropped out.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
No, I was.
This is before you dropped out.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I was
all right.
within. Like, you know what? I'm a lot
That explains
happier
a lot.
doing-
That explains a lot. Yeah.
So I was spending a lot more time doing anything and everything else
But
besides
studying and assignments. Yeah.
and stuff. Sometimes I'd also like, okay, shame. Yeah, let me actually show up and try. You know. You know, you're trying to like, okay, my mom said, my dad said, but I was
You
not
should
there.
go to lessons.
I was not there. Or you know when you're being asked, Saka, how are lessons going?
Just
Now
like,
you gotta-
okay.
I was like, no, I can't. Nah.
Okay,
So,
with an answer with no depth.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent a lot more time building this business, building the brands, you know, and that's when I really like, okay, I need to honor this whole thing and honor everyone and just really come up with it and throw in the towel. But yeah, you know, doing that photography thing, I realized as well that it was important to get certification and, you know, legitimize everything, you know.
So it means you walked away from that business when you dropped out, in a way, in South Africa, I mean.
Well, yes. So in part,
in parts,
right?
in parts, yeah.
Because it was really that sacrifice I made. Like, okay, I need to put everything on ice and figure myself out and see where I'm going. So it did work well in that I built networks, I
Okay.
built connections, a community,
Okay.
right? And going back to Zim, being in Zim for that year, I ended up going back to SA, but now I was in Gauteng in Pretoria.
Okay.
So I was still actually connected to my SA clientele.
Oh, okay.
Although then I ended up having to have new clientele
Because of
in
you in a
Gauteng.
new province, yeah.
Yeah, it was challenging, but it was so fulfilling. You know, like starting again, doing the course was amazing. I realized, that's when I realized the whole learning style thing.
Okay.
That I'm visual, I learned visually, sonically especially. You know, it was so nice to reconnect with my love for learning.
Yeah.
Right?
You were
'Cause
doing what you love.
Yeah, yeah. So, because I knew I'm not dumb, I'm not challenged in this kind of way. You know, I can pass and excel. You know, like I was, I did this photography and I passed it and I really did well. My portfolio was really, really good. They were teaching us everything. So even just the genres, you learn everything. like, food photography, architecture, interior, cars, landscape, wildlife, fine art.
Wow. And then you decide what you
Then
want
you
to
then
focus
streamline.
on.
So you learn how to
Yeah.
actually run a business, a photography business, a
Business.
media business.
Nice.
So I registered the business and all of that, and it all just kind of just became really proper.
And I'm sure you were doing your assignments now.
Yes.
Because,
No. Yeah, I was not
because
sure.
now you were doing something you love. Photography.
No, Nima Jo, like it was so
Yeah.
good. It was like, no man, I'm here. I'm locked in. I'm doing this. And so I graduated. My mom came through for that graduation, and I could see the relief, the joy,
Funny paper.
funny. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
And then straight after that, I did a degree, a new degree in strategic brand communication.
Wow, that
which is
sounds
like
really
marketing,
great.
promotion, which was all up in my alley as a creative. And there was a great fusion between the arts and commerce.
Okay.
Because yes, if you're passionate, you're talented as a creative, it needs to make sense financially, business-wise, etc.
You did it in South Africa as well?
Yes, South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Great.
same university. So that was great as well, because again, I'm doing what I love doing. I'm attending lectures. I was looking forward to going to
Instead
school.
of dodging them, yeah.
Yo, that was refreshing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, man, I'm excited about class.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the lessons, the talking
Should be like
points.
that.
Yeah. One of the best things was I got I'd gotten academic accolades in high school for geography, and I think there was one for English as well. But in uni, hey guys, so Vega has different campuses throughout South Africa. So there's Pretoria, Joburg, Cape Town, and Durban, I think. I got the best marks in the country for 2 of the modules. And at some point I was in top 2 for like 3 years.
Wow, well done.
So I'm just like, it's there.
Yes,
it's
that's
there,
brilliant.
And so I was just, it was such a, man, God, like, okay, I'm so grateful that I'm finally where I'm supposed to be, and I'm doing what I can and will do properly and stuff. So that was also just a part of my story, and just this journey of, I don't know what I want to do. Okay, I figured out what I want to do, but shucks, I can't do this anymore. I've got to figure out another way. I drop out, I start again. That courage.
It's courage and resilience.
Resilience.
Yeah.
To start again. And it's like, man, this is so fulfilling. This is so exciting. And I'm grateful that there's something to show for it.
Yes,
now,
there is. The thing is, you didn't give up. That's what's important.
I'd taken a bet on myself in a way as well. And that challenge from also that, pressure, negative pressure sometimes from my dad, like, hey, figure it out, do something. It's like, okay, it's working. Something's working. Yeah. So that was so good. Graduated with distinctions.
It's great.
My dad came for that graduation. That wrecked me. That was like that
was great.
Yeah,
you must have been so proud.
He was so proud. It was
finally.
I think one of the highlights of my life. My dad bragging about me to friends and family. I found him to my pictures. And I'm like, is this you?
The same guy used to like sort your life out.
I'm just like, it was the funniest thing ever. But it's such a good and fun memory of just how life turns.
It's great that you found your passion.
Yeah,
or one of your passions.
I'm very, very grateful. And so I think even just how, again, just trying to get things to be in alignment with God.
Yes, very
my
important.
faith has also been very, very important. So, it's just little things about that are not so little, is like the kind of jobs you take.
Yeah.
Right. One of the genres in photography is what is called, just as this is an example, is called boudoir photography, which is like, it's like it borders on the fine art expressive photography. So where you take like pictures of like nudity and all of that, which is, it doesn't need to be demonized, but it can be a bit sensitive.
It can be, I think so, definitely.
Yeah. Where now if you're seeing someone naked, it can kick you a bit like on your morality and all of that.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, if you can avoid it, avoid it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But things like that, like gigs like that, and being SA, which is a bit more
I
liberal
can
than
imagine.
Zim,
Yeah,
right?
here's a bit more conservative compared to South Africa.
Yeah, yeah. So things like that, where even just starting out, you kind of want to take everything, whatever job it is,
Yeah.
right? Other events like, there's also guys who do, so there's like wedding photography as well, right? But you may be surprised to know that there are divorce celebrations.
Oh no!
I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like
in South Africa.
Yeah, well, in South Africa, but also in the Western world as well.
Because there's nothing like that.
But people will invite you to a divorce celebration party, and they will have a photographer there, right?
Just tell me, how does that work? What does it look like?
I mean, look, if I was to try explain it and sort of reason it, it makes sense when someone thinks, if you think of someone who was perhaps in an abusive relationship, for example, or
maybe something like that,
or there was just irreconcilable differences,
as they say,
that people faced, and there's the relief and actual joy that someone expresses in leaving this institution, and it's like, you know what, I'm glad I left. I want to celebrate. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's right.
So it's the one party. Obviously, I was thinking. So it's not the two people who are having the party. Obviously, only one person.
It's the one person.
And let me guess, it's usually a woman's thing.
Yeah.
I can just see that it will not be the guy. It will usually be a woman.
Yeah. So it's usually the woman, but that's a thing. So would I be okay?
That would be
taking on a gig, which would pay well, by the way.
For a divorce.
Party. Divorce, like, so, am I endorsing it? So those
that's
are some
the
of the
thing. As a Christian, you'll be conflicted. How do you handle that?
Conversations on morality, right? And
your principles
and the
and
principles and the values on the work that you're taking. What are you upholding? What are you valuing? Is it just money?
What are you endorsing?
What are you endorsing?
Because that will be part of your portfolio. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Certain companies.
Yeah.
Right. That you do work with. That was also very important in my journey as a businessman or a business owner. Some of the work that you're doing, right? I've learned a lot. They're businesses that have shady practices, for example, or if it's a scandal that they're facing, and now you are known or associated with them as their photographer.
Oh my gosh, no.
You know what I mean? So it's stuff that I was learning over time.
So that needed maybe wisdom.
Yes, for sure.
No, this I leave, this I take.
Yeah. And I guess that's the importance of the mentoring, right? And the guidance and counsel I was getting, over the years.
Not to compromise your values, because your Christian values, will always guide you on what to do, what to take, what to drop, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's been really, really cool. Growing through some of those experiences.
Yeah.
I know also I faced interesting times with my associations, or people that I would call colleagues, the collaborations, etc. I am a bit of a maverick, right? I'll figure it out.
Yes.
Let me do it. Let me fail. And then once I've fallen, then now you like you only pick up the manual after it's broken. I have those tendencies.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we do the psychology behind it and whatever, there's probably trauma related to that, and there's where maybe you've been disappointed, and then you're just like, I'm not asking for help, and those you try and take a kind of thing. They probably
you want to have control.
You want to have control over all the facets of things, whatever.
Yeah.
So it can be resultant of that, but also just my nature where I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Over time, I was learning to ask for help.
That's a good thing,
right? That's been a really big part of my life in the latter parts, as a positive. Just learning to ask for help, acknowledging and admitting that I can't do this. Right, because again, no, I'll figure it out. No, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. No, Godfrey.
But taking it into the right context, I guess though. But people always say that it's actually a strength to ask for help.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean you're strong because you don't ask for help. It's a strength.
Yeah,
to be able to admit that I need help. I need help.
Or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I need to engage someone who does.
It's actually humility as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, so that for me has been a good part of
That's good. That's
growing
good.
up and growing through, you know, life, ministry, work, family, community. Yeah, so I think it's now I'm in a place now where I'm just really more intentional about collaboration, partnership, engaging other people, and just what I can do better with the assistance of people. I think it's been also great, even in business. It's a glaring example each time where, again, you're faced with the decision when someone says, "Hey, this is what I need done.
Yes.
Can you do it?" And you're looking at that potential invoice and you're like, "This looks exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, I can," but you have no idea, right? Or look, I would love to help at the very least, but I can't do this. At least not as well as I would expect you wanting it to be done.
To be done, yeah.
Can I recommend that you actually go to Ningi?
That's a
and
good
Ningi?
thing. That's a good thing.
Learning to do that was great.
It is.
Because I had an experience that humbled me and really showed me that, Godfrey, you cannot do everything. In fact, you will not do everything, even if you want to. And it's best to assign what you can't. So it was a near fail. In fact, it was a fail in some aspects. So I think it's been really good for me to admit and concede when I've fallen, when I've struggled, when something has just not worked.
Yeah.
That standard of excellence, right?
Yes.
So, okay, no, this is not good. It can pass, but it's not good. And I don't want that to represent my brand. And so
you don't.
I've had to now be intentional about who I collaborate with, who I partner with. And they can do it better than me.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So, yeah, that's been fun. I think even just the conversations that have happened around that, like, yo, listen, can you help me with this? This is the grand part of my business or my offerings and services. Can you take that on? Can we work together on this? You know, that's been fun. I think also a relief, right? That, okay, if this is happening, I know I can trust someone else to do it better than I can. It's very humbling, I know. So it's like sometimes it's like, okay, wait, it sucks to actually acknowledge that I can't do this.
But it's a good thing. I think it's also, it shows
you.
strength as well to be able to say somebody else can do it. And you never know when someone else might do the same and say, Godfrey can do it better than I can. And we're sure, you know, it comes back to you some way, one way or another.
Yeah. So, live today, we're here now.
We're here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing now?
I moved back to Zim. So I was in SA for 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's quite a long time.
Since starting uni, working there.
Okay.
Starting a business. I moved back end of 2022.
That's after COVID.
That's after COVID, yeah. It's been fun. I wish I'd moved back to Zim earlier.
Yeah, Zim is nice. It is nice.
Of course, it's not without its challenges.
Yeah, it does have its challenges.
But I've really, really been fulfilled and happy about being home. It's been a greatly appreciated being with community, closer to family, support.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, SA is great and it really, really did a lot for me. But that sense of belonging, that sense of duty as well, I must admit, I think that one also, I remember even just like, I think into second year of uni, I was really starting to feel like, man, I should go back home. I should figure
Homesick.
out. Yeah, there was the homesickness, but I think that sense of duty was one of the more prominent feelings. This might be the burden of being the oldest. And it's not a bad thing. It's a thing, but it's not a bad thing. I think it was just, you know, you're feeling a sense of duty. So we, you know, another good fortune and blessing is that aspect of legacy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Inheritance, etc.
So important.
You know, so, you know, family business, you know, the parents doing things, whatever, and you're not you're kind of seeing ahead as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
These people are going to grow older, and then there's retirement. What am I doing? What's my part in all of this? So I definitely, that sense of duty
That's good. That outlook comes with maturity, I think, as well.
That, yeah. So, yeah, moving back was an exciting thing, but it was also a bit nerve-wracking because, again, I guess for those who don't know, there's the different economical, political, and social climates, that are different between Zimbabwe and SA.
Very.
Functionality looks different, right?
Yeah.
Between the countries. You're accustomed to functioning processes, infrastructure in SA, and then Zim, it's yay. So I was a bit nervous about that. Like, okay, am I doing formal employment? Am I continuing being, informal stuff? If I'm joining the family business, where am I finding myself? So I was asking a few questions for sure. But I think eventually I just took that leap. Circumstances also kind of urged that, final decision where SA, there was that thing of, okay, there's papers, there's visas and what. I'm like,
did you get your papers?
No, I didn't.
You didn't manage to, okay.
No, I didn't even apply.
You didn't even apply?
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Because it's kind of like you can just go when you want.
Yeah, but to me, I've got this thing where, like, if I'm not there, I will not even, like, once I've logged out, like, already, even when I was thinking about Zim and stuff, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna face any potential disappointment in any denial or anything. I don't even want to deal with the stress of the admin and the queue, so I'm not gonna do it. So I just kind of put all my eggs in Zim, and I was like, okay, let's figure it out.
So far, so good.
It's been good. It's been good. I think there's so much opportunity here.
There is.
And no one paid me to say this, guys. I promise.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is not a sponsored statement. Zim has been good for me. And I will acknowledge the privilege that I do have, honestly, the opportunities that I do have, the access that I do have. And so maybe that influences my outlook for sure. Certainly doesn't make it easy, but it's not as difficult for me, and I'm grateful for that.
Okay.
Family aspect to it, God aspect to it, there's a lot that I'm grateful for. I'm making it work. And so I still have ties in SA. So, my business is run predominantly in SA. My business partner is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I kind of do travel back and forth.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited about now really putting roots here. So first year, so 2023 was very difficult. Just adjusting. Like how you're kind of like converting rands to dollars every other transaction, and you're like, wait. Well, nah, this doesn't make sense. Why am I paying almost triple the price?
The Zim economy, it's an expensive country.
Yeah. But eventually I got used to it, and I found the loopholes in Kananruda Chichi. If I want what, I know where to go.
Yeah, you know where to source things.
I had to learn that very, very quickly. Otherwise, the costs were just gonna be mad. But yeah, first year was difficult. You're trying to recalibrate. You're reconnecting with people, right? Because a lot of for a big part of those years, Godfrey is based in SA. Or dude, you when did you come back? Like, so just I'm here. Just that kind of messaging on, hey, I'm here. I'm not visiting. So even because that would affect certain business prospects sometimes.
It would.
Where should we even engage in on this if you're gonna leave or if you're not here?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, no, I'm here now. Let's talk about it. So a lot of that was happening in the first year. Lots of meetings, lots of planning, dreaming, hoping, kind of prospecting.
I guess you were settling in,
Yeah, I really was. Yeah, just finding my feet. A lot of information finding. Okay, who's who? Where's what's happening, what matters, what doesn't matter, what can I apply myself to? That was first year.
Okay.
A bit of shock, okay, this is Zim, right? Because when you come back, during the holidays,
it's not enough time to see.
It's not enough time to see.
The impact.
And it's a bit of like a honeymoon kind of thing, right? Because you're here for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks and
And the moment you kind of really, that's when you're leaving, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's an extended period of time, and all the butterflies of I'm home and it's exciting, I'm kind of, it's kind of just, faded. And now it's okay, I'm home. I'm here.
I'm sure your mom was happy to have you home. Parents are always happy about that.
super, super tight.
So do you do more? So now what do you do? Do you just do photography? I don't know why I thought you do MCing and stuff. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So the thing of being a jack of many trades and a master of some, compartmentalizing things or categorizing things has been important.
Okay.
So when I brand myself, when I market myself, I relay that I am in the media, marketing, and entertainment spaces.
That covers a lot. So that's great.
Right?
Yeah.
So if it's the media stuff, that's the photography, the videography, video production, podcasting, etc.
Okay.
So that can be for personal clients or like personal work, individual clients, or for companies or corporates. But if it's also like for personal use, if someone just wants their own memoirs, or if it's for marketing and branding purposes. So the media and marketing are quite married, because the marketing, I do consult.
Okay.
Social media management, branding.
Okay.
Right? So, because that's what I studied.
Yeah.
And then the entertainment is where the MCing comes in. So with MCing, the entertainment over the years, and everything kind of just links up with each other. So my event photography exposed me to a lot. I learned a lot. I was taught a lot through all the events I was at, that I was shooting at, or whatever. That events are run like this. The aspects of that, because you're not just shooting.
No.
Right? You're actually, perhaps if it's a conference or a workshop, you are listening,
and you're learning as well.
You're learning,
yeah, definitely. Right? And seeing opportunities.
You see exactly. Right? Yeah. So entertainment, I know a lot about events. I'm very experienced in events now, given that I'll be at events. But also I started doing my own events as well. That's part of the music stuff. That's also under entertainment. So there's the MCing, there's the event coordination, facilitation. So it's like moderating as well.
Okay.
With workshops, master classes, conferences. But also what is this?
You said music? What do you do with that?
Music. So music is also part of entertainment. So if I am performing or ministering, as churchgoers would put it, it's also part of entertainment or under my
like
entertainment.
Acapella, what do you do?
I'll put a band together. So I sing, right? So I'll do my own songs, and of course, if it's like a worship night or something, I could also curate a set for Christian songs. So that's also under entertainment, but also like I'm a recording artist.
Okay.
So I've got an album. Believe it or not.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
I've got an album.
We're gonna put all this stuff at the end, Godfrey.
Yeah.
All
the
your
links,
your social media handles, and all the things you do, so that people can get hold of you.
Yeah, for sure. So I've got an album. Yeah, I've got an album. I've got 2 EPs.
What genre is the album like?
So it's Christian music, but the genres vary between soul, R&B, pop, Afro pop, and hip hop.
Okay.
Right.
That'll appeal to a lot of different people, cross-cutting. Yeah. So
I have learned that gospel is a genre, but I don't see it that way. Like you can, like, contemporary Christian music is a genre. I also do that, but like gospel, I don't see it as a genre, because then you can sing about the gospel.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Through reggae. Through rock.
Oh yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So much.
Yeah. So I never really say I'm a gospel artist. I'm a Christian artist who sings pop music, whatever. It's not too deep. Just technicalities. What's the word? Semantics.
Semantics, yeah.
Right. But to me, it's important to just classify
Christian artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
So so that falls under that. So whenever I'm doing any performance, sort of ministry, exhibition of sorts, in terms of my creativity on stage type, is all under my entertainment brand.
Okay.
So that's where Minister Mafaro.
Yes, I was gonna say he calls himself Minister Wema Faro, and I want you to explain about that.
So, can I start with there's my alias. Initially, it was my alias was Pieced Together.
Okay.
So Pieced Together.
Pieced Together.
Yeah. So peace, like tranquility.
That
peace,
kind of
harmony,
peace. Okay.
right? So PEAC.
Together. Pieced Together.
There's an apostrophe. So peace.
Okay.
PEACE apostrophe D.
Okay. Oh,
Pieced together.
Together. Okay.
Right?
Okay. That's
creative,
a nice
right?
play of words. Yeah.
So
it is creative. Yeah.
How? Thank you. How that came about? When I was starting my YouTube journey.
Okay.
Because I was trying to compartmentalize and also categorize things. I was like, look, okay, I need a platform or a space that I can express myself in my manyness, right?
No, I don't know if that one is in the
Okay. I'm in the habit of breaking English every now and again. Because it was so difficult to have several platforms to do several things. It's like I've seen myself in the business or process of creating things that suit me or just that work well for the kind of person that I am. The media company birthed that as well. Like I could do the photography, I could do the videography, I could do the copywriting and whatever. It's just, okay, there's a platform, there's a business, and we can do it all.
Okay.
So the YouTube platform was actually another one. I was like, oh, on this YouTube channel, I can put up my videos where I'm singing, dancing,
you can just put everything.
Right? So I was in the process of trying to find the name for this platform.
Okay.
So I thought that's how I did the research on my names. Godfrey, that God's peace or peace of God. I was like, peace. Okay.
That's where pieced together.
Yeah, so
Godfrey,
it was like a brain fart, honestly. Like everything is pieced together. Peace. Apostrophe D. Like if you see that, hopefully you'll see it on the screen.
Yeah, I think we'll have to put that on.
Yeah. But I was like, this makes so much sense. Everything is pieced together. And I even, I expanded on it where when I write a song, when you listen to one of my songs, everything is pieced together. The lyrics, the melodies, the harmonies, the verses, the chorus, everything is pieced. The instrumentation, the sound, the theme, everything is pieced together. Like virtually everything I do. I started podcasting as well. I put that on the YouTube channel. There's the lesson, there's the messaging, there's the theme. Everything is pieced together. All these words need to be pieced together so someone can make sense of it and it can edify them.
Wow, so much in there.
Thank you. So I realized that pieced together it just worked so well and it represented me so well.
Yeah,
and
it does.
Lastly, I genuinely do live out my names. Like peace is a part of my life.
Okay.
When I am facing a monumental mess in whatever way that things are going, I still feel a sense of peace. Like, peace that surpasses understanding.
Yes, the peace of God. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been through it, guys. There's been a lot of things that happened in my life, but I've never thrown my toys or just lost my mind. It's just this.
You've held your peace.
I've held my peace.
Yeah.
When my dad died, like I cried. It was hard,
It must have been hard, yeah.
But I know that it could have been worse if I wasn't experiencing this peace. If I wasn't living through this peace. When I dropped out of school, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I still felt, you know what? I'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Because of the peace.
Yeah, because of that peace. So there's a thing about if you interact with what I do, however I do it, my prayer, I've infused prayer into all of this.
Yes.
That you will feel a sense of peace. So if you listen to my songs, if you see my pictures, if you hear my poetry, if you see me doing my thing, there's a sense of peace that I hope you will experience.
Wow, that's wonderful.
If you're having an interaction with me, if you're talking to me, at some point, you know,
peace.
this is nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
sort of like tranquility.
That's
peace, calmness.
Yeah. So that's on, you know, Peace Together. So where Minister Mafaro came from, it was from, so my personality is bright.
Outgoing.
It's outgoing. So I can't remember exactly what the story is behind it, but I know I took it upon myself to brand myself that way, in that it was I took it from all the things that people were saying about me and to me as I was participating in our relationship or being a part of their day, their event, their life. So, you know, all the events I'd be invited to, because I have a lot of friends and a lot of friends that invite me to their events, right? So weddings is actually where it was more prominently established.
Okay.
So, guys, I've been to weddings. Me, as a guest, as a service provider,
part of the bridal team,
as a part of the bridal team, as a liker of things, you will find me at a wedding. I'll tell you. I mean, already month 6 this year, I've been to more than 7 weddings this year.
That's like one every month. One every 4 weeks, almost.
Pretty much. Easter weekend, the Friday, I was emceeing in Harare, right?
Okay, on Good Friday.
On Good Friday. This is wedding number 1. Saturday, I was a guest in South Africa.
Oh, so you had to fly out.
I had to fly out and be at the wedding on the same day. That's Saturday. Sunday, I was a guest again, back in Harare.
Oh my goodness.
That's 3 weddings in 1 weekend.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I couldn't get him to come onto this show.
Yeah, no,
because he's forever booked and busy and doing this and doing that.
Yeah.
So, wow, okay.
So, at these weddings, how I really show up for people, man.
That's good.
My people,
that's good.
If we are having a good time, we are having a good time. So I'm very intentional about what I do. Everything. Like, some people think I'm too serious sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they will think the opposite.
No. So here's the thing.
That you're not serious, maybe.
It's a bit of what's the word?
It's a catch-22.
Yes, it's like a catch-22. There's a bit of a mixture where, okay, I'm serious about having a good time here. So the jokes and the banter and
all that
can seem like I'm too silly and fun. But no, I'm intentionally just doing that. But if we're focused and we're working and we're
you're also about that.
I'm also about that. Like I'm a bit of an extremes. Like I really show up or I am absent. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So whatever I'm doing, trust me, I'm going to do 100%.
You're gonna do it with all your heart.
If we're hiking.
Yeah.
Right. I love hiking. I'm very, very active.
That's good. It's actually healthy.
Super, super important in terms of my health and all that. Like when others are doing it for fun and stuff, yes, I'm having fun, but I'm going to finish this and I'm going to be first.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I mean. Like,
also, you're competitive.
Very competitive.
I caught that when you said I'm going to be first.
Yeah. So I really show up. And so, Trukita Zugfara, right? We're celebrating. We're having a good time. And I'm very animated, right? So I'm very animated.
Yeah.
I'm very expressive.
That's just who you are.
That's
your
who I
personality,
am.
Yeah.
So, Nenjiri Zamrizo, I'll be whistling, I'll be dancing. Kana, the MC has said, I'm the first on the... So...
Yeah. You're very responsive as well.
Very responsive.
Yeah.
So, Munu Mafaro, right? So people just kind of just kept, dude, like this guy,
Mafaro.
Joy, just representing joy, happiness, Mafaro.
Yeah.
So I caught on to that. Like, okay, it's somewhat established if people have really embraced that.
Yeah.
I know that about myself.
Yeah.
But people have embraced it. So I think the minister part of it just worked well. Right? From a branding point of view.
It's a catchy title.
Thank you. Yeah. So when it comes to names, even just like my business, Lion Media, there's a lot of significance. Lion, Lion.
Liyon.
But it's not with the French thing. So like
Liyon. It's just the
Yes.
way you wanted to put it.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's something a little bit different, right? So
Being a creative, so
being a creator,
to be expected.
I couldn't do Lion just like a normal lion because there's like lion everything. There's lion matches, there's lion
There is.
and there's I think there were like 4 businesses in different countries that
yeah.
are already called Lion Media, like Lion. So I was like, why not add a Y?
So Liyon.
Yeah.
For no reason, it's just
Lion Media.
make it different.
To make it different.
It's very- it's just different.
But also there was the symbolism
Okay.
as well that yes, like our logo has a lion in
Okay.
it,
Okay. But spelled differently.
but it's just spelled differently.
So we are different.
Yeah. Like representation, significance, sentimentality, meaning is important to me. So, you know, lion represents royalty.
It does.
You know, majesty,
Courage,
you know,
Yeah.
power.
Isn't it the king of the jungle?
The king of the jungle.
Yeah,
And also our family totem is a lion. Although I'm not too invested in the whole totem stuff though, because
Remember you asked me once. something.
yeah, we had a
about it.
conversation about it, discussion.
Yeah.
But at least just it's part of my identity,
Okay.
right? You know, and identity isn't a bad thing, right? Because a lot of, from what I know about it, they were used mainly for identification and like placement in society. Those that are grouped and name themselves as the elephants or the zebras or the lions or whatever. So in that sense, it's not terrible.
The spiritual
But the spiritual
part is a no-no.
is yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's like, no, yeah, I do connect to that part of my identity, that Sana Shumba, you know, we're this and we represent that and we stand for this. So I wanted to honor that. So Lion Media just worked so well. And it sounded good. You know, even it started off as Lion Pictures and then became Lion Media.
Lion Media.
So Minister Mafaro, I guess, didn't answer your question.
Minister, that's really...
So the minister part, I think that was a bit of an ode to my faith as a Christian.
Yes. That
You know,
goes very well.
a Christian element to it,
Yes.
right? You get Minister Ningi, who is a praise and worship leader.
Yes, I noticed those who sing are normally... They're called minister something.
Yeah, minister.
But you can minister in other ways.
Yeah, exactly.
You can minister in other ways. I was like,
You're
what about
catching
that?
on to
But why
the
can't
vision.
you minister of something else that's not necessarily about that you're a singer, but maybe another kind of minister.
So yeah, and also what I do is ministry.
It is.
Right?
People minister in different ways.
Exactly.
Some sing, but some do a lot of other things.
Yeah. So for me, Minister Mafaro just worked
It's
so
perfect.
well.
I like
And
it. It's perfect.
It's catchy, as she said,
is.
and you know, I liked it. And just from a branding point of view, it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
If I do say so myself, you know, like it just works. Like
It does work.
It speaks for itself. I know when I introduce myself, especially at the events, you know, hello, good people. Hi.
Mr. Mafaro.
Minister Mafaro is here. So you know what we're doing here. Took it as Mafaro.
Mafaro.
You know,
I don't want anyone to be sulking.
you know,
Already
that's-
people will laugh when you say that. So it's
yeah.
good.
Like, I mean, one of my favorite statements, and I try to. So with emceeing, you do need to be a little bit funny. I think
You do,
Just-
otherwise
at
people
some
will be
sense,
bored.
You
If
know,
you're just going to be going by the program and reading.
you got to be captivating and stuff. So, I like this thing, and so what happens is like, you may be able to recycle certain jokes or statements, but it's delivered better when it's developed suiting the
Whoever's getting
crowd,
married or
whoever's getting
whatever,
married or whatever
or-
it is, right? So there's this thing that I do that claps one.
Like they say, you're laughing at your own jokes.
Oh, listen, I will laugh at my own jokes, guys. I don't need anyone to acknowledge anything.
So what happened?
So,
Which one?
so like, they're ministers, right? Like there's Minister of Finance, Minister.
Oh, right.
Some of my political ministers, very cool. There's Minister Ningiwe ku church in Nanguka, the Minister of Mafaro. So
different kind of minister.
Different kind of, so please just get it right. Treat it as Mafaro.
Mafaro.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's I enjoy doing that when I really put on that hat.
Hey, Godfrey, thank you. You know what? there's so much. I'm sure we could carry on.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wind up a bit, but
Yeah,
I still
no.
want you to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever else you want to say. And then also just to, you know what? I think that your story is so encouraging because I think a lot of people have come in from a place where they don't know what they want to do, or this has happened, or they've had like one step forward, two steps back. So what can you say, like, especially to the younger generation, I would say, but I'm sure it will also be uplifting and impact those who are older. What can you say as your take-home message to people out there who might be in a place where you once found yourself? What could you say? Something just for them to hold on to and to be encouraged by?
So I think there are two things I don't want to highlight as I speak to that. And it kind of just falls in line with some of my catchphrases. So I always talk about winning, right? Whenever I meet someone, or if it's for the first time even, or connect with someone that's just, hey, how's it going? I hope is that how you doing, right? And I say, so if someone's asked me how are you doing, Godfrey, and I'm like, I'm winning. I never really say I'm fine, or I'm good, or I'm great. I actually say I'm winning, and it's I can't place when it started, but it's a thing for me. I'm winning. Or if someone's kind of like, if I'm asking them, are you good? Are you winning? A lot of the responses that I get have been quite a great conversation starter, but a point of thought for people. Wait, am I winning?
How am I actually doing?
How am I actually doing? So like I said, I like breaking. I like going left.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
So for me, I encourage people through some of these unconventional ways of engaging a matter, engaging people, that victory, winning, what does that mean to you? And so even when someone's saying, a lot of common responses is like, I don't know if I'm winning, or I'm trying.
You're trying.
Right? I'm trying
to win. It's a conversation starter.
It's a conversation starter. And do you know what I say when someone says, I'm trying? I'm like, if you're trying, you're winning.
Yes.
Because those who gave up, or those who've given up, are not winning. In fact, they won't win.
Yeah.
Because they've given up. So if you're trying, you're actually winning.
Wow, that's so powerful.
Right? So it's just a mindset thing. So I've really connected with the reality that a lot of things are linked to your mindset. How you see things, how you perceive things, and what you think of things. Right? I say this about life, that so I'm a bit of a philosopher as well. Life is a series of responses. Things are going to happen, whether you like them or not, whether you're there or not, whatever. It's a lot of the time you're just responding.
Yeah.
And so for my response, which is just, I guess now just ending this thought, is respond with a winning mentality, with a accomplishment mentality, with a completion mentality, whatever that looks like for you. And sometimes it's okay to rest.
Yeah.
Right? So you pause, but you still got to continue, or you recalibrate, you re-strategize. I mean, I'm giving the example of my schooling situation. I rested / paused, I threw in the towel, but I knew that I still had to do some form of qualification, some sort of qualification, some sort of degree for myself, but for others as well, and everyone who's associated with that. So, yeah, series of responses. So yeah, that for me, stay winning. And then, there's the other thing, community. Yeah, I am a product of community.
It's powerful as well.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
I think this is where we open our Bibles. God declared that it is not good for man to be alone. Right? So I know the context there was largely, focused on companionship in the sense of romance. But I've extended that and I said, like, it's not good for man to be alone. Like, it's not good for you to
isolate
yourself and think you're the next Texas Ranger. No. Guys, you can't do life alone, man. You can't. It cannot can. Like Azibudi. No, it can't. And I know for me, I've I learned that from my parents as well.
That's good.
Guys, I've seen community work from the moment I could remember. Like, even when I think of how we were raised, right? So my parents, my mom has 6 siblings. My dad has 4. We were raised, and they're the oldest in their families. So like all their siblings kind of raised us at some point, you know, well, you were staying with Auntie Ningi, you were staying with Uncle Ningi, you know, that kind of thing.
Community.
My mom's sisters, all my mother's, my dad's sisters, you know, even just thinking of group assignments, you know, like school, you need help, guys.
You need help.
You need help. You don't know everything. You cannot do everything. And also, I think life is a little bit more nice and a little bit more colorful if you're doing it with others.
I think so.
I appreciate solo dates. I recommend them. But I think it's also nice to experience something with someone or people. And, you know, just like living and doing life with other people is so important. And I cannot stress that enough. We never lacked anything. Yes, from the fruits of my parents' labors, but also because we were supported. We were anchored. We were provided for. And that's a community thing.
It is a community thing, yeah.
It is. Like, I don't know how people got through, that 2008 period where...
That was the peak of the economy.
Everyone was doing something. Ndipo sugar. Ndipo mafuta, ndipo. And I understood that even at my young age, I was 15 in 2008. I knew that my tuck box, my trunk, had things that came from my Ningi, whatever. Not because community.
Yeah, community.
Right?
So important.
Yeah. So for me, those are the 2 main things I would really just want people to hold on to. That part of my journey, I've really kept on this whole mindset thing, really being aware of what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and also being honest about it, but knowing that I need to keep moving. Shout out to my dad. I need to keep doing, I need to keep winning, but also knowing that I can't do it alone.
You can't do it alone.
I'm a self-made, Jumashuga. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. So I don't know if whether you're young or old, I'm sure you hold on to something from what I've seen.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Godfrey. It's amazing to see what God has done in your life. It's there's so much. You should probably write a book.
Definitely. So that's
thinking about
happen.
that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many lessons.
I'm sitting on 2 books.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no. And when I say sitting, I mean.
Started or thinking about them?
I've been thinking about them for years.
Okay. So this is like also another confirmation.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I didn't know.
But now I think what's kind of installing it is how I want to go about it. So there's a book, right? You know, you write and then there's text and there are pages. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it multidimensional.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, they're audiobooks, they're visual books. So I'm trying to see what I can do that could be somewhat different. I know there's nothing new under the sun, but I'll figure out.
If you write, it's easier. Then from there, you don't have to maybe publish it like a book. Then you can decide how you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. So I want to do a book
a series.
on.
I don't know if there's such.
Yes, you can
something
do.
You could do something. Yeah.
Some sort of series, and then there's I want to do a book on my poetry.
Oh wow! So there's so many more you'll do than beyond the 2.
Yeah, no.
Because all the things we're talking about. There's so much. There can be spin-offs.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for this. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. This has been so... I told you guys to, you know, brace yourselves, and I'm sure you were not disappointed. This has been so fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, it was worth waiting for. And I'm not even going to summarize because there's so much, so many lessons.
Yeah,
and I just see it, you know, that thread of God everywhere, you know. You're here today because of God. And so thank you so much for your time, Minister Wema Faro. I know you've got to go to a function just now, so we've got to go.
I like things, guys.
Things.
Godly things. And I must say, I think, can I just say, it's really cool. I'm a dreamer.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Joseph the Dreamer. When I see something, I usually just sort of put a peg on it, and somehow it materializes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of this podcast, this platform.
Oh, really?
And I remember even when I just started seeing the videos, I think 2 years ago now.
Oh,
3 years ago. I'm like, it would be nice to be on this platform one day.
You know, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So, I saw it.
Okay.
Like I envisioned it.
Yeah, during COVID. Started during COVID.
Yeah. So I'm like, one day I'm gonna be on this platform and we're gonna have a great conversation.
Oh wow!
And we're gonna tell amazing stories and just really connect over things that are edifying, that are profound, that are meaningful, that are just truly representative of goodness, of God. And
we've done that.
I'm really glad that we've seen this materialize. So it's an honor to be here, and I want this. So this platform has blessed me.
Praise God.
So I want God to bless you.
Thank you.
Even more. I know you're a very blessed woman, but I want even more blessings to materialize in your life.
Thank you.
More blessings to be bestowed upon this platform. People that are watching this, that you're also blessed, because I know for me, I've been blessed by the conversations I've seen.
Thank you.
So amen to that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Godfrey.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching and staying till the end.
Yeah.
I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Gang signs.